So just a couple of items for all of you at the top. I wanted to provide a brief update on the situation at our southern border. After 4 years of an immigration system rooted in destructive and chaotic policies, President Biden is taking the challenge head on and is building a fair, orderly, and humane immigration system. That's our objective. After coming into office, our administration immediately jumped into action to address the influx of migrants at the border, something that began during and was exacerbated by the Trump administration. And wanted to provide a couple of pieces of data you may have seen, but they've come out since the last time we had a briefing in here. At the end of March, there were more than 5,000 children in Customs and Border Protection Patrol stations. Today, that number is approximately 600. The amount of time children spend in CBP facilities is down by 75%, from 131 hours at the end of March to under 30 hours now. And just yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security announced that it will begin the process of reuniting a number of families who were separated by the policies of the previous administration. Clearly, we're not done. There's a lot of work ahead. Migration is a dynamic and evolving challenge, but the president has a plan and we're working on implementing it. Just a few more brief updates for you. As you know, Friday is Jobs Day. Here we are again. And to mark the occasion, I wanted to convey to all of you that we are going to be welcoming in Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen to the briefing room on Friday to provide an update to all of you and take some questions. And throughout this week, the president, the vice president, cabinet members, and other administration officials are fanning out across the country to make a forceful argument for the president's economic vision. The president, of course, began that push just yesterday in Virginia to talk about the jobs plan and the families plan, and it will continue today with the vice president, who will be in Milwaukee. As part of this, we'll also have Secretary Vilsack joining us in the briefing room tomorrow to talk about the vital child nutrition proposals in the American Families Plan. Finally, today, Jeff Zients and members of our COVID response team held their weekly meeting with our nation's governors. This week, over 29 million doses will go out across all of our channels, with 2/3 of those doses going to jurisdictions and 1/3 to federal channels. Jeff reiterated the federal government's commitments to help expand access to the vaccine, boost vaccine confidence, and help states with their unique needs in this vaccination effort. Zeke, why don't you kick us off?
Thanks, Jen. First, the president's COVID speech this afternoon. Do you have a preview of what he's expected to say? What should the American public expect to hear from him? And any new updates on the White House policies regarding mask wearing or testing here on campus now that CDC's have adjusted their guidelines last week for fully vaccinated Americans?
Sure. Well, in terms of the president's remarks later this afternoon, I've been doing this long enough not to get too far ahead of him, but I know there's been some reporting out there. So you all and the American people can expect to hear an update from the president on our goals for vaccinating Americans by middle of this summer. Also, some more updates on our plans to make the vaccine more available and accessible across the country, and certainly some information about what people can expect once they get vaccinated. And in terms of your second question, we are working, our team here is working to determine how we will apply the CDC guidelines. That will constantly be updated, as you all know, to our efforts and the work we do here in the White House. Now, there weren't recommendations there wasn't guidance given on workplace use, right? So we're really talking about wearing a mask outside. I think when I leave the White House, I take my mask off. If I'm coming back into the White House, sometimes I put it back on when I'm taking the walk just to save some time. But in terms of the number of people who will be in the building and how we will apply, we're still working through that internally.